Hello everybody, welcome back to We Like Dota. This is We Like Dota community match and draft commentary. I'm Brian Sabone-Yinger, and this afternoon I bring you a match courtesy of superfan slash friend of the show slash new community admin, community night manager, whatever, Field Studies, who's playing the Ancient Apparition. So we'll see how this match plays out. So thanks a lot for submitting that match to us. Just a side note, there were a decent amount of matches that I missed during a couple weeks in April, just because April was absolutely insane for me, and I didn't have much time to cast matches and kind of got behind on them. So if you guys want to send me those matches my way, that would be much appreciated. And I am solo casting this one, because when Jared and I casted a match, or recorded the podcast and tried to cast a match earlier, Steam was down. So Steam has been a little strange lately. Not sure what's going on with that. But we do have Sniper somewhat chasing out Lion here. And it looks like he is just going to go ahead and back off. Smoke Weed. It seems like a guy named Smoke Weed would be playing like Ricky or Bristleback. Or not Bristleback, or Bounty Hunter or something like that. Okay, anyway, so let's go ahead and go over the lanes. On the Radiant side, we do have an off-lane Faceless Void, which seems like a bold choice. He'll be laning against a Ricky and Ancient Apparition on the Dire side, much like the Ricky and Ancient Apparition combo more. In the middle lane, we do have Lion up against Sniper. That's going to be a tough lane for Lion. I think he's going to get quite a bit of harassment. And we do have a Silencer harassing out the Bloodseeker here, and I love playing Silencer because the early game harassment out of that guy is just insane. Just insane. The range on Last Word, look at the range on that. It is, I'm not even sure what it is. It doesn't say. The range on it's pretty huge though. And it's really good and does quite a bit of damage. 150 damage at level 1 is pretty good. Where's the range at? Why doesn't it say the range? Might be because he doesn't have it leveled. But also, the Curse of the Silent is also good as well. Basically, they take damage until they cast a spell. And with the Last Word, it's single target. And they take damage regardless of whether they cast a spell or not. And they're also disarmed and silenced. But yeah, we do have a Jungling Nature's Prophet as well. So for the Radiant, that's why we have the Faceless Void doing the solo offlane thing, which seems a little tough as a Faceless Void. But we are going to go ahead and have creeps spawning here, and we'll see how this all plays out. Another wave of creeps spawning. And yeah, Faceless Void didn't really pick up the Stout Shield for the offlane here. You're definitely going to want the Stout Shield, and oh my gosh, Faceless Void taking quite a bit of damage, almost dies during that. So, whew, tough business being that guy. But yeah, Ricky does have the Stout Shield, which if you're a melee hero or a melee farmer, if you're expecting to get any sort of last hits, you definitely want to pick up the Stout Shield. And we do have Bloodseeker with a freaking awesome set. That thing is really cool. But yeah, he is hitting the small camp there, trying to maximize his farm. And the double melee lane, not a big fan. Though with the Impale, it kind of makes Nyx, he can attack from a range, from far away, but I don't know, generally a double melee lane I'm not a big fan of. You either want to have a ranged support or a ranged carry and vice versa. So we do have Lion here going for the magic stick. I would think eventually he'll build that into a magic wand. Jared was giving me hell earlier today because he doesn't think Magic Wand is very good. And it's nice for carries because it frees up inventory slots. It does cost like 150 for the recipe, and then the branches. It's basically a magic stick with three branches in a recipe wrapped around it. It frees up an inventory slot for 150 gold. Essentially, it's very good. So it's good if you're a carry, but if you're a support, that's a set of wards. That's some dust, so just be mindful of that. And I'll go ahead and open up the last hits here. No surprise there. Lion in the mid lane's doing best. And of course, we do have a sniper who is just auto-attacking the creeps. I have no idea why it seems like it's only snipers that just sit there and right-click like crazy. Fun fact, you want to get just get the last hit. Because if you don't, you're pushing, you're going to be pushing the lane towards their tower. So you want to look out for that. And Silencer, man, doing some work here. The Glaze of Wisdom is really good because he has a passive where if a hero dies around him, he steals intelligence. So that really makes the Glaze of Wisdom really nice. It converts a percentage of your intelligence to pure damage. So it really makes Silencer just a problem throughout the entire game. He's dangerous in the early game and in the late game. So you want to look out for him. The Tranquil Boots seems like a strange choice on Silencer. Not sure if I'd exactly go for that. And we do have the Nature's Prophet doing the infamous cliff jungling, which isn't really recommended because it's very inefficient. I mean, I guess you're guaranteed farm, but it's just not very good. Like, just farm the jungle like a regular person and you'll be fine. Because it slows you down big time. Because all you can do is just tell your treants what to do, and they don't do a ton of damage, as you can see. And looks like Bloodseeker's getting a little bit out of position here, but I think he'll be okay. And we do have a pretty quiet game so far. Looks like Silencer's probably going to be building into drums. Is that right? Yeah, drums are power treads, but he's already got boots, so I would assume he'd be going for the drums. And oh boy, we do have Lion trying to catch out the sniper here, but it looks like that's not going to happen. He doesn't have the hex yet, so he can't really catch him out and do the good old combo on him. And we do have a quiet game so far. And Ricky's going for the Tranquil Boots, which isn't a horrible idea. I guess I understand if he's thinking he's going to get level 6 and start roaming. I guess that makes sense because while you're roaming, you can regain health. But as a carry, you're going to be last hitting and farming a lot, hopefully. So, you know, with those Tranquil Boots, when you hit or you know, even when you farm, the buff from the HP regen buff goes away. So you want to look out for that. Centaur has a respectable 15 last hits. You know, he's doing okay. It looks like Silencer and Centaur are just kind of trying to split up the farm here. And looks like Lion's going to be venturing forth to the bottom lane here to try and set something up. He does have the Hex ready to go. The only spell on cooldown is his ultimate, but he is still very strong, so look out for that. He does do the Hex on the Silencer, and right click's going down. Going to do the Earth Spike. And the double edge from Centaur doing quite a bit of damage on Bloodseeker here. Lion does get the first kill. They do get the first blood advantage, but they do the 1-for-1 trade, and Centaur's going to get away no problem thanks to the Stampede. So I think Silencer was able to turn it around a little bit and get... Lion was not quite getting what he expected out of that, I don't think. Overall, I think the advantage slightly goes to the Radiant thanks to the first blood advantage. You do get some extra gold for that, but that's not a huge advantage. And we do have Bloodseeker rotating to the top lane here. And we do have a Chronosphere going down on Ricky, but look at how much damage Faceless Void is doing. None. So that was a wasted ultimate, and Faceless Void, he is... you know, being in the off lane, you know, he's very low on farm, so he definitely needs to consider getting some more items up. And it looks like he's going to be going for Hand of Midas, which generally you want to get it before the 12-minute mark, so he's okay for that. But really, you know, you just got to look out for when you get a Hand of Midas, because it really delays your farm. You know, you definitely go for the late game with a Hand of Midas, and that's fine. But in the early to kind of early mid game, you are a liability. You need to look out because you're going to be behind farm. And I'm not quite sure why Radiant went ahead and used that. I guess were they scared of Silencer here, or yeah, I'm not sure. It is interesting with Sniper. If you do go for the take aim, you get the bonus range. You can stay out of range of the tower while you right click it, so that's always fun. And we do have the Earth Spike going down on the Lion here. And Lion's going to go down. And looks like Ricky and Lion killed each other. So that was an interesting exchange. And Sniper making his way up here. I don't think they're aware of this, and he's just doing right-click damage on the Faceless Void. But Sniper's got to be careful here. He is just as frail as a kite. And the Rupture damage doing quite a bit of work to Sniper, and I think he's going to go down here. Yep, not too much issue there. Sniper needs to have somebody ganking with him. If he goes solo, you know, he just doesn't have anyone to stun. All he can do is really right-click and do the Assassinate. That's really about it. And we do have that Hand of Midas pickup on the Faceless Void. Is that called Earth Spike? Yeah, okay, I'm getting it right. And Lion is close to a Mechanism, which is a very important pickup, because once you pick up the Mechanism, your push potential and sustain potential increases quite a bit. So good on him. And we do have Nature's Prophet also going for a Hand of Midas, which I guess that's typical for a Nature's Prophet. Oh, and there's my phone going off. I gotta shut that off. Yeah, the Hand of Midas is typical for the Nature's Prophet, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just much more of a fan of just farming up and not worrying about the Hand of Midas, because especially at this level, you just need to get better at last hitting, to be perfectly honest. Like, get your last hits, get those good, and then once, you know, you're kind of at a point where you're pretty good at last hitting, then worry about, you know, doing the late game, trying to expand your farm even more with the Midas. And the Centaur is going to go down thanks to that tower hits in that Earth Spike. And I think Bloodseeker did get the Rupture on him, which if you do get Ruptured, and it's kind of a difficult spell to see, stay put, because it doesn't do any damage unless you move. Which is, Jared always recommends picking up a Force Staff on Bloodseeker, but I don't know, it's nice in conjunction with, we do have a Chronosphere going down, and Sniper is caught in it. He's definitely going to go down. Lion doing quite a bit of work on him. Bloodseeker's going to chase him out here, though Bloodseeker might die. And we do have the Freezing Field going down. No, that's not called Freezing Field. What's that called? Cold Feet going down, doing quite a bit of work. It's not too bad. You don't want to be running through that. Slows you down. And Faceless Void is definitely going to go down. Caught out thanks to his poor positioning. And I know the Radiant are ahead in kills, but I think the Dire's gonna win it, because if they're able to take advantage of the farm that they will get in the mid game, you know, just being ahead thanks to having two Hands of Might I on the Radiant. I think the Dire's, if they can take advantage of that positioning, they'll be just fine. Yeah, especially on Faceless Void, who, I mean, quite honestly, he's been shut down in the offlane. He does have the solo experience going for him, which is really nice, but he's so underfarmed. He only has 16 last hits. Yeah, he's just not going to be able to do too much. And it looks like the Dire are grouping up to go ahead and try and push out this bottom lane. And are they going to be able to find the Faceless Void here in the jungle? And Silencer spots him out, and they just walk by, give each other a high five. He does cast the Global Silence, and not much going on here. They don't see the Nyx, though. The Nyx is going to get in here real nice and take out the Silencer thanks to the Impale and the Vendetta. Nyx does go down. Silencer does go down thanks to right clicks. The Assassinate going down on the Lion, and Lion is going to just squeak by. That's something with Sniper's Assassinate, is it's always tough because you want to use it to kill people, but you want to use it, you don't necessarily want to get a kill. I mean, it's nice to get a kill. And just a second, we do have a Chronosphere going down, and Ricky's going to die thanks to the tower damage. And there he goes. There's the Assassinate that we're looking for. But something you want to look out for is you don't want to be wasting the damage on the Assassinate. It's nice to get... oh, and that AA all doing work. Heck yeah, that thing's nice. But yeah, you don't want to waste the damage on the Assassinate. So you don't want to use it when they have like 20 HP left. But if you can guarantee a kill with it, you know, obviously go ahead and go for it. So pretty bloody here in the bottom lane. And the Radiant are tied up. Or not, excuse me. The Radiant are ahead. Excuse me. The Vendetta, oh my gosh. Doing quite a bit of work on the on the Ancient Apparition, and he will go down. Kind of out of position there. And Sniper's probably going to go down as well. When it's just him, you know, you gotta look out for that. He has so few HP that he's not going to do much. And that smokescreen isn't going to do too much to the Bloodseeker besides slow him down. And the Stampede going down to try and help the Dire get away. And the Stampede is nice for, you know, as an escape mechanism, but it also brings so much more to the table. It takes his strength and adds it as a multiplier to damage, you know, if you trample him. So you can kind of look up and see how that ultimate works on your own time. But yeah, that is a good ultimate. You know, if you blink in, you get a good stomp off. You use double edge, and then you use the Stampede. And yeah, that's just a really good combo. Really good combo. And Bloodseeker, I did see somebody who went for the Bootseeker build once, where you build every single kind of boots that you can, and it's kind of redundant. You know, boots don't stack, but you know, all those stats are really nice. And the AA ultimate going to be off the mark. Or no, he got 3 of them. I'm sorry, I was looking for the Dire. I thought he was on the Radiant team. The Cold Feet, good placement with the Cold Feet there to zone him out. And Chronosphere going to catch just Ricky, and it is good to get the Ricky kill, but I think Faceless Void is going to die in the process here. Good Earth Spike catching out 3 of them. Good work on him. And Centaur does get the double edge to kill off the Faceless Void, and the Bloodseeker is able to get the kill on Ricky.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
So the Radiant are up in kills 12-9. Let's take a look at the net worth. Yeah, Bloodseeker is ahead, but you know, the Dire, they are... I don't think the Radiant's ahead. I definitely think that since there's so many supports farmed on the Dire side, which I say supports with air quotes around it, because there's a Sniper, a Ricky, and a Silencer. I guess Silencer kind of semi-carries. Wow, look at Field Studies picking up the Medallion of Courage. That's such a good pickup. Oh, I like this chicken. That's great. What courier is that? I don't even know. Oh, Cluckles the Brave. That's a great chicken. I love that. Good courier. Silencer building into the Orchid of Malevolence. That is a great item to pick up on him. Gets a silence, and then it also... What else does it do? I don't remember. And I missed a kill. Bloodseeker getting the kill on Sniper. No surprise there. Probably in the mid lane. As I try and look for the Orchid. Where the heck is it? Just goes to show how often I build this. Here we go. Yeah, 5-second silence, and it amplifies the damage it takes by 30%. Which is nuts, because you're already getting so much damage from the glaives and his last word and Curse of the Silent. So it looks like Lion's going to be going for Power Treads, which I don't agree with. You'd want to be going Arcane Boots on him, you know, because all you're doing is casting spells. Centaur does have the Blink Dagger, which is a critical pickup for that guy. And we do have a bit of engagement forming here in the mid lane. Cold Feet being used to zone out the Radiant. That's a good spell to use just to help with positioning, really. Like, if you're not even looking for it to do damage, you're more so looking for it to to just zone out people. And oh no, Bloodseeker getting caught out here. The double edge doing a ton of work on him. And the AA ultimate going to be off the mark here, but Bloodseeker does activate the Blade Mail, but it doesn't matter. They're able to take him down quite easily. And that just goes to show you got to be wary of positioning. And oh no, Ancient Apparition going to go down here thanks to the Vendetta. But Nyx Assassin way too far forward. The Hoof Saw him catching him out. And it looks like our good friend Field Studies is going to live to see another day. And it just goes to show that Nyx should not have been this far forward solo. Which, for me, that's kind of the pot calling the kettle black, because I do that all the time. And what the heck was Faceless Void doing? Feeding another kill 5-on-1. What the heck was that about? And that's how you throw games, ladies and gentlemen. We still have Nature's Prophet doing the cliff jungling, and actually it is impressive. He is, halfway up on the net worth chart, but he should be way more farmed than this. If he's just been left alone. If he's in the jungle farming, switching lanes, he should be teleporting up here to get farm up here. He should be split pushing. You're just not utilizing Nature's Prophet to its full potential. He should be teleporting down here, getting this farm. Yeah, and yet again, Sniper dying, going one-on-one against Bloodseeker. You don't want to be doing that unless you have another person there to stun. Which, if you can get Sniper, it is legit on Sniper. If you do get a Shadow Blade and you do have the mini bash up, you can generally catch somebody off guard and just mini bash them to death. And they really won't be able to get in range, but you have to get the jump on them. And that was definitely not the case there. So Ricky's farming up. He's not doing too bad on the net worth charts. Most of that's coming from the kills that he's gotten. Faceless Void. Finally getting the power treads, and talk about feeding. And I think Ricky might be able to get a kill on him here. But we do have Nyx Assassin ready to come in with a Vendetta and an Impale. Oh! He got the Chronosphere down, and then Sniper immediately got the right-click damage there to take him down. And Nyx Assassin kind of caught out here in no man's land. Hopefully he isn't discovered, but I think he'll be just fine because he's invisible. But if he reveals himself, he's going to go down there. All 5 of the Dire are right here. And oh my gosh, what the heck is he doing? He does catch 2 out, but he's going to go down so quickly. There's all 5 of them here. Centaur blinking in, doing the hoof stomp, doing the double edge, and he will go down thanks to some damage from Ancient Apparition. And yeah, as I said earlier, feeding kills like that, that's how you throw games. So you just need to look out and be aware of your positioning, be aware of whether you're, even if he didn't know that all 5 of them were there, engaging when it's just you on the other side of the map like that, just not a good idea. And I think the Radiant are going to lose a tower because of those deaths. We do have Lion teleporting in here, but he's not going to be able to do too much. Well, he did get the kill on Ancient Apparition with the ultimate. I think the damage was a little bit wasted. But, 5-on-1, 5-on-2 just like that, you kind of are able to scare him off a little bit, but you need to be, if there's 5 people pushing a tower, you need to at least respond with 2 or 3 people, and then if an engagement turns out to be, if it turns out you can get a good team fight going, have everyone else teleport in, and look out for that. So yeah, it's kind of a careful balance because you don't want to overcommit to defending a tower, but at the same time, you don't want to give them away as well. So it's kind of a tough balance. And Bloodseeker does get the split push, taking out the tower. So that is the first tower kill for the Radiant. And we have a bit of engagement happening down here. Silencer probably going to get the kill on the Bloodseeker. He is taking some damage thanks to Ancient Apparition. And I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him out here. He can't really slow him. If he can use that Orchid, that would be real nice. And he does get the kill thanks to the last word damage. So our friends on the Dire are turning around. And Faceless Void does pick up that Ring of Health. So I don't know. If you're Faceless Void, I would be hitting the jungle. Because he is just so far behind. You need to use the jungle. You need to start coming back. And the Radiant do get another tower. Sniper doing a decent job farming up. He does have 78 last hits. Yeah, he is on top of the last hit chart. Is that a chart or a graph? It's a chart, I guess. Silencer and Ancient Apparition pushing out their top lane. And we do have Lion teleporting into the mid lane here, and the Dire do push out the mid lane to the tier 3s, so they the next tower in the mid lane, they're going to have to start pushing high ground. And these are illusions, so hopefully Lion can identify that and doesn't waste a ton of spells on them, because If I had $1 for every time I've wasted an ultimate on illusions, I would be very, very rich. So it looks like Faceless Void is going to be going for the Battle Fury build, which is standard for him, but he should be looking to get that right around now, to be honest with you. He's just so far behind in farm that he should have that. And really the Battle Fury is nice because if you can catch out a couple of people in the Chronosphere, you can really just do some work with the Battle Fury. But that's kind of my issue with Faceless Void, is he just needs so much farm to be worth anything. And then even then, he's only good when his Chronosphere is up. So I've seen Faceless Void just do work and just do a lot of good stuff. But oh my gosh, the Hoof Stomp doing so much damage in the double edge, catching out the Nyx and the Faceless. So, yeah, Centaur is so good. I love him a lot. And Bloodseeker does get the kill on the Centaur thanks to the Rupture. But yeah, he is being chased out by the entire Dire team. And the Assassinate does get the final kill. And look at all these creep waves coming this way towards the Radiant. I think they're going to be able to push into the high ground now, because it's just Nature's Prophet and Lion. And Lion isn't really in a spot to defend the base, and Nature's Prophet, I think he's just, I don't even know what he's doing, to be honest with you. I would assume he's got some treants somewhere farming, but I don't know what he's doing. It's a pretty worthless Nature's Prophet. He's not split pushing. You pick Nature's Prophet for map control, and he's not doing any of that. And the sniper just melts thanks to the Lion Finger of Death. And Lion, in the 6.80 patch, had a Aghanim Scepter change where his Finger of Death now bounces. So everyone was freaking out about that, about how Lion was overpowered and, all that. But how often do you see a Lion able to farm up an Aghanim Scepter? Not too often. Not too often. And Science are picking up the Mystic Staff, which is a good pickup for him because it increases his intellect and it, synergizes well with that Glaives of Wisdom. Probably going to be going for a Scythe of Vice, which many consider to be one of the best items in the game. It's it's essentially Lion's and Shadow Shaman's Hex in item form, and that is very good. Sniper going for the Maelstrom, which is a pretty decent choice. Faceless Void just taking out the Silencer. Or no, excuse me, that was Bloodseeker. The AA ultimate going in. Lion is getting pretty low in health here. And a Chronosphere catching out the Centaur and the Ricky. But yeah, he's just not able to do much at all. So if you're Faceless Void, I'm not sure what you do now, because you're just a liability. And Centaur Warrunner just cleaning up with that double edge. Which I like Tranquil Boots for Centaur because it kind of counteracts the blade, the double edge. Because it does damage to you when you use the double edge. So it's nice to have those Tranquil Boots for when you're not last hitting and not attacking to kind of help you out. And Sniper getting real ballsy here. He has 192 hit points left. He should not be this far forward. So he is just going to feed a kill once he gets too close. I think even Nature's Prophet could try and do something. Ancient Apparition going for one of my favorite items, the Yul's Scepter of Divinity. Gives you some extra move speed, but the Cyclone is really nice. It's really nice to save yourself, or even to just take somebody out of the fight for a couple of seconds. I like to use it with people like, in conjunction with somebody like Jakiro with his frozen, what is that? Ice Path. Works well with skill shots. Because I could, with Jakiro, you can put somebody in the Cyclone, and then as they're coming down, you put down the Ice Path, and all of a sudden they're stuck. Ricky going for the Mask of Madness, which is a pretty good pickup. You have the Berserk, but then also you have a decent amount of lifesteal, which is really good. And really, let's take a look at the gold graph here. I suspect the Dire, the Dire is just killing it. They are about 5,000 gold ahead in the XP charts. About flat, which is pretty much to be expected given the how even the kills are right now. But yeah, let's see here. Bloodseeker. Let's take a look at the last hits here. Sniper is way ahead in farm, which is, you know, he's got that Maelstrom, able to farm up pretty good with that. Look at this. Nature's Prophet finally split pushing and getting some work done with that. But yeah, Centaur Warrunner, he's just a real fun guy to play with the Blink Dagger. You can blink in and do the Hoof Stomp, and that's who I'm doing on my A to Z challenge right now. So that's real fun. You just have to be really aware of your positioning. And Nyx Assassin, I don't know if they're going to go in on him or not. Nope. He was in a pretty dangerous position there, but it looks like he's okay. Does have the illusion in the middle lane here. And I would think they'd be able to know that this is... Oh, no. Wasting the AA all on the illusion. He was just standing there, so... I've done the same thing, but... You know, if you see somebody who's not moving around a lot, you could at least assume that's an illusion. And Nature's Prophet going to get out of here just no problem at all. Sniper was using that shrapnel to try and slow him down. And kind of quiet here in the mid-game. Not too much action going on. Everyone just kind of resigning the farm up. And Centaur is going to catch out the Faceless Void, and he's going to have no problem taking him down. He does activate the Blade Mail, but he does backtrack away. Excuse me, time walk away, no problem. I figured he'd be able to get him. And it looks like the Dire are going to try and form up for some sort of team fight here, but they are kind of all scattered around, so you need to be careful of that. But Lion and Nyx potentially walking into a bloodbath here. Silencer using the Global Silence. The Hoof Stomp not catching anybody out. The AA Ultimate not catching anybody out. But Lion does get blown up thanks to the Centaur. And Nyx wisely decides to back off. Not sure why he's sitting on this Quelling Blade. I would assume he picked it up to last hit better. But you're not going to be getting a ton of farm on Nyx Assassin, so you're not really looking for extra last hit potential. You're going to want whoever you're laning with, or even if you're off lane, you're going to want to just get solo XP. That's what matters. And Faceless Void, Faceless Void catching out just the Silencer in the Chronosphere, and Sniper just says, okay, well, I can just use the range to my advantage and just snipes him while he's in the Chronosphere. And the Dire are definitely pulling ahead here in kills and in not in XP, surprisingly enough, but definitely in gold. And Silencer really close to that Scythe of Vice, which, as I said earlier, that'll be a great pickup for them. And Bloodseeker does pick up the Sacred Relic. He does go for the Force Staff with the, to use in conjunction with the Rupture, which is exactly what we just saw happen there. And he does get the solo kill. And Ricky's going to be able to catch out the Nature's Prophet here using the smoke screen, and he's just going to go down so quick. No problem there. Bloodseeker chasing out the Sniper, and I'm not sure if he's really going to be able to get him because he doesn't have any way to slow him down, but Sniper doesn't really have a way of getting out of here, except for maybe some help from Ancient Apparition, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do much. He does use the ultimate, but that doesn't do too much damage either, and Lion did catch out the Ancient Apparition, so Bloodseeker and Lion high-fiving each other, saying, good job, bro. And we do have Ricky in the top lane. Looks like he's going to be farming up a Sanj and Yasha, which is... I think that's actually a pretty good pickup, because if he's going to be catching out guys solo, he's got the Maim, which I think it slows them. I think that's what that does. Oh, poop. What did I just do? Changes back to Fog, both teams. There we go. Close that. But yeah, I do think the Sanj, I was trying to get to the Courier. The Sanj does have the Maim, which will be really nice for catching out people solo, one-on-one. And of course you get the Yasha benefits as well. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good pickup for him. It's, if I'm being honest, it's a good noob item because it doesn't have any actives or anything like that. It's just right clicking. He could also pick up something like a Daedalus. Daedalus would be good. He already has the Mask of Madness, so a A Desolator would not be good because the Mask of Madness is a unique attack modifier. And Poor Nature's Prophet falling to the same trick yet again. And Ricky is just out to farm heroes, and that is it. Sniper getting the kill on the Faceless Void. And, yeah, Poor Nature's Prophet. I'm not really sure I don't think he knows exactly what he needs to do, which is fine. You know, sometimes you just pick a hero, and you're just looking to figure out how to play him, and you know, and that's fine. I kind of view when I'm playing solo and doing all pick, I kind of see it as practice almost, to be honest with you. I do game time when I do ranked or do captain's mode, and Bloodseeker having no problem taking down the Ancient Apparition there. And this Radiance pickup is interesting on Bloodseeker. I'm not quite sure I agree with that pickup. He does get plus 65 damage, and he will be able to farm up quite nicely with the Radiance. But I think he could benefit more from, you know, anything over here. Like a Manta, or a Desolator, or a Daedalus, or a Butterfly. You know, something like that. And Bloodseeker is doing quite a bit of work here on the base, getting the barracks down. Can't quite say the same for the Radiant. Or excuse me, for the Dire. They have not taken down any of the Radiant barracks here, and Bloodseeker will get caught out here. And he is down for 85 seconds, which is quite a while. He is level 23. He does have 14 kills. He has been fed, and he is something to kind of a force to be reckoned with right now. But when you're that high leveled, you know, your respawn timers go up dramatically with more levels. So you need to be really careful with your life when you're that high leveled. So it was, don't get me wrong, it was good that he was able to take down these barracks. That barracks has 12 hit points left. And, you know, it's good that he was able to take down the barracks, but I'm not necessarily sure suiciding himself in was the best idea. Silencer does have that Scythe of Vice. And Centaur went for the Lincoln Sphere, which actually I think that's a pretty good pickup. Our good friend Yadnib is trying to talk to me. Yeah, given the Bloodseeker and the Lion spells, I think that's actually a pretty good pickup, so good for him. Nyx Assassin getting caught out here. I don't think Nyx Assassin is necessarily aware of his positioning, but Lion did get the kill on... Who did he get the kill on there? Didn't Lion ultimate somebody? I think he got the... Was it the ultimate or the Faceless Void? I'm not sure. Kills happened. Kills happened. So we do have Ricky still farming up in the jungle here, which is an okay choice. I think they could just go ahead and push, to be honest with you, because most of them are pretty underleveled or underfarmed, except for Bloodseeker. The only one they really have to worry about right now is Bloodseeker, because he's just gotten so many kills and has got quite a bit of farm, so he's really far ahead. So he's really the only one they need to worry about. Good on Sniper. He does get the Rupture and decides to not move, which is a good idea. He does activate his Shadow Blade. But Bloodseeker did activate that ultimate, and Sniper right-clicked him and took quite a bit of damage himself just from the blade mail. And I'm not really sure what else he could have done there, Sniper. And see, this is what I was talking about. Bloodseeker just kind of suiciding himself in here. Not a good idea. Lion did get the Finger of Death out on the Ancient Apparition. He does go for the Blink Dagger, which is an okay pickup, given that he does have that Earth Spike. And Faceless Void suiciding himself in yet again. He does have that Battle Fury, though, so... If the Dire is not careful here, Faceless Void will start to become kind of a force to be reckoned with. But as I said earlier, he's really only good when he has the Chronosphere up, which he is nowhere close to having. And I think Ricky's going to be able to get him here. Oh, maybe not. Oh, Ricky's got blood all over his face. excuse me, red all over his face. I don't know what the saying is, if I'm being honest. I have no idea. He's getting greedy. That's what I mean to say. And you can really see the power of that Lincoln Sphere totally negating one of Lion's spells, which his spells, his Finger of Death is targetable, and I think the Hex also is blocked by Lincoln Sphere. So that's just a great pickup on the Centaur. Because your goal with Centaur is to really just get off a good hoof stomp double edge combo, and just kind of set your team up for a good initiation. And Field Studies going for the Drum of Endurance, which I really like that pickup. That's a really good combo. And I guess he's going for a Mechanism, which I don't necessarily agree with. Well, wait, do they have... No, they don't have a Mechanism already. He should have built that earlier. You definitely want somebody on your team to be carrying a Mechanism way in the early game. It's probably too late to even worry about getting one now, because it just doesn't do a ton of healing this late in the game. But yeah, you want to be looking for that around the 15 to 20 minute mark as a support. You definitely want one person on your team to get it. You don't need more than one. So as supports, you need to be coordinating who gets that. But yeah, and you definitely want to be carrying around some wards to try and ward up. But you know, I think he's doing a good job. He's helping his team secure kills. He's got 11 assists. That's a good sign. He's not feeding, which is really important. But yeah, I find the Ancient Apparition to be a tough character, a tough hero to play. And Ricky getting that kill on the Faceless Void, and he does Blink Strike into the Bloodseeker, and he does have the Blade Mail activated, and they do get the kill on the Bloodseeker. But look how much damage Ricky took just from the Blade Mail. It was a ton of damage. So Bloodseeker, he has been fed, but he is also feeding a lot of kills. So look out for that. Don't be doing that, folks. And it's still looking pretty good for the Dire. They are definitely way ahead in gold and in net worth. I mean, Bloodseeker's way ahead, but look at the next 5 slots on this chart. It's all Dire. So it is nice to have that one carry that is really farmed, but I think there's a lot to be said for a support that's really fed as well. You're able to get up items like Medallion, Yules, Mechanism. Heck, I even played a game as support Marana, and I finished the game with a Vlad's, which is another good support item, believe it or not. Or it's a decent support item if you can get it. It's good for your cores to have. But yeah, I finished with a Mjolnir and a Desolator. So I kind of turned from a support into a bit of a semi-carry. So I was doing a decent job getting kills, and here I am banging my microphone around. There we go. But yeah, I think this is pretty much over. The Dire's definitely getting in here. And Faceless Void getting that good Chronosphere on the Sniper, and I think they're going to get the kill. So good on Sniper. Nature's Prophet still not doing much of anything. He does have the Shadow Blade and is close to the Desolator. But yeah, Cliff Jungling Nature's Prophet, just not worth it. Don't do it. Centaur getting the Boots of Travel, which is another great pickup. Something that's really cool is if you have a Nature's Prophet on your team, you can teleport to where the treants are. So that's a good pickup. But yeah, the Boots of Travel let you teleport to any friendly unit. So that can be creeps that you spawn, that can be treants, that can be lichen wolves, that can be, whatever. Ancient Apparition needs to be careful here. He is kind of going solo here. Bloodseeker definitely going to get the kill on him. And yeah, the Dire really just catching out here. And I'm surprised the Ancient Apparition survived. The Centaur Warrunner was able to go in there and just take him down. I was really surprised. So I guess good baiting, question mark. I hope that was on purpose. But if it's not, that's okay too. And Sniper going for the Mjolnir, which is a nice pickup for farming, but also that shield. That shield does work, man. That is really nice. And you can use it on other people as well, but usually I just put it on myself. And Faceless Void does have the Chronosphere ready to go here, but he does not know Ricky's here. And I think Ricky's going to be able to get the jump on him, but let's see what happens here. I don't know if Faceless Void is going to put down the Chronosphere to try and turn it around. And I don't think so. Oh, and there we go. Okay, so he used the Time Walk to get away and then just kind of totally waste it. I guess he used it defensively and then tried to think he could get a kill, but not really. So, good on him. One fun fact, if you have a Hand of Midas, make sure you keep it on cooldown. You're really only going to get the most effectiveness from your Hand of Midas if you keep it on cooldown all the time. So that's something that's really important. Sniper able to help take down some of the structures here, and something that would be a good pickup for Sniper is something like a Monkey King bar, an MKB, because you're guaranteed for your hits to, or for your auto attacks to hit. They will not miss, regardless if somebody else has a butterfly or whatever. But even more so with Sniper, you can just stand here on the low ground and shoot into the high ground, no problem. And I guess Silencer had an Aegis. I didn't even notice that. I have no idea when they took Roshan, if I'm being perfectly honest. That's something I missed. Noob casters are noob casters. If you listen to the We Like Dota podcast, you know that we're noobs. We have a segment called Noobs Ask Noobs. Which, yeah, if you had just found us on YouTube out of the blue, there is a, this is kind of a companion video to our We Like Dota podcast. You can find more information about that at WeLikeDota.com. Faceless Void catching 2 out in the Chronosphere here, but not really doing much of anything. In fact, I think Centaur killed him thanks to the return ability. So it looks like we've got the end of the match here. The Dire have broken the high ground. Bloodseeker's got another 80 seconds. Yeah, that's really about it. Sniper going nuts with that Mask of Madness. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like the Radiant could have won it, but kind of in the mid game, they just kind of threw it all away, and the Dire were able to snowball off of that. So, yeah, check us out at WeLikeDota.com. Listen to the podcast. You can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/BYinger, BYINGER. Thanks for listening, everybody, and submit some more of your community matches on our subreddit, reddit.com/r/WeLikeDota. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.